Bats are mammals. They have hair, feed their young milk, but they're the only mammals that fly. That's what distinguishes them from everything else. There are some bats going way back in the fossil record, but the earliest fossil bats are well-formed bats. So from the fossil record, we really can't tell anything about their evolution. However, from their structure, most people would think that they're probably from the shrew-type ancestry. It's the colonial bats that are in caves. Exactly why they hang upside down, we're not quite sure. This is one of the things that gets them up high. Hanging upside down allows them to just drop and then fly out. Also, if there's something below them, a predator below them, they're in position so they can see something below them, and they wake up very fast. Most hibernators wake up slowly. In the fall, bats come into these cave and mine entrances in large numbers, and we say they swarm. They come in and out at night, and we think mostly what they do is pick up mates. They may also be on migratory routes. We've been studying these populations for a long time, trying to determine where they come from, where they go, when they come, when they go, and that sort of thing, and at what time of the year, the differences between the species. We know really very little about them.
It's another northern male.
You take that when you get the other?
Yeah, I think there's another one in there.
Just recently we've been able to put radios on them. We follow these little radios and track the bats in flight to see where they're feeding. They eat loads and loads of farm pests.
5.5 grams.
The big brown bat, about 80% of its food is a farm pest insect. That's one of the reasons that they are so valuable to us. Another thing, they are about the only predator around here that feeds on night-flying insects. So this helps to keep the balance of nature. Something's got to feed on those things, and it happens to be bats. Some of the bats make their summer colonies under sloughing bark of pretty much dead trees. So there's 6 species that have to have trees, have to have at least limited forest. Well, the biggest thing we can do for bats and for most other species is to set aside more land. A little piece of forest would do fine. Most bats don't feed too much way back in the forest. Many of them feed along the edge of forests. We're losing about 101,000 acres per year to development. A lot of it's forest. We've got to stop doing that. Bats live a long, long time. The record that I know of in the little brown bat is 34 years. That's just phenomenal for an animal that size. A mouse or shrew will live less than a year lots of times. Every species of bat that we have has a different life history, quite major differences. Most of them, all but 3, kind of all look alike.
So what do you got?
Looks like a red bat.
One is red, one is kind of a hoary color. It's called the hoary bat. It looks like it has hoarfrost on it. And the third is a silver-haired bat, which is really dark, chocolatey brown or almost black. The rest are pretty much brown bats. There's some differences, some of them in the teeth. There's some small differences in ears, the length of the ears. No other mammal flies around. No other animal has echolocation. They are just plain darn interesting animals.